Welcome to Fort Worth, Texas, here at the Texas Motor Speedway. We are back for the NAOR Cup Series. We're down to chase race number 3 to 6. We're getting the final home stretch of the season, race number 20 of the year. As qualifying just wrapping up, Jonathan Parker looking like he will put it on the pole for tonight's race, as just coming back off a little bit of a break from our New Hampshire road course. So back onto the ovals with a longer race tonight with the 440 laps. What's your thoughts going into tonight, Tal?
Yeah, typical 1.5 mile track, a little different than the typical 1.5 mile though. Turn 1 and turn 2 a lot different than 3 and 4. Very different, way flatter, way slower speeds. So definitely probably the best passing opportunities in 1 and 2 instead of 3 and 4.
Yeah, especially very tough to pass here compared to some other mile and a halves, but also 1 and 2 is just gonna be where you can make most of your time up. Most of the time, 3 and 4 is pretty flat out, like your typical mile and a half corner, like Las Vegas or Charlotte, maybe like a Kansas. But 1 and 2 definitely a lot different. I mean, a lot wider, a lot flatter. So I think you got a good point there. That you also could see a little bit of multi-group action from that. Maybe you can kind of run the middle or top instead of kind of and get it way up there compared to the white line on the bottom. But we'll have to see how that plays out for some of these drivers, especially with the tire rate tonight. That'll be a big factor as well.
Yeah, and also just pinching people off in the corners, especially 1 and 2, because it's gonna get a little tight with how flat the corner is.
Yeah, and the dirty air is going to play a big factor in that too. So you're going to have to be searching for clean air around these drivers. But it'll definitely be a fun thing that we'll look out for as well. We could also see some 2-tire strategies that plays out as well, and some can play out as well. We've seen that happen multiple times this season so far. We'll see if anyone plays that out as well. Well, they're getting up. Let's take a look at our starting lineup for tonight's race. As he just wrapped up qualifying, Jonathan Parker is on the pole with a 29.341, and Johnny Klein alongside him with a 29.409. Starting in P number 3 will be Nick Happyax, finishing second of our last race at New Hampshire. Starting 4th will be Jose Ruiz. Zachary Meredith will start 5th. The 99 machine of Dylan Chapp will start P6. Kyle Todd will start 7th. Josh Adams will start 8th. Mark Kisselweather, our last race winner, will start 9th. Donnie Kite will start 10th. Cole Steiner will start 11th. Nathan Lehman will start 12th. Josh Arnold will start 13th. Mike Campbell 14th. And that was our last driver. Set a lap time. Steve Maggio will start 15th, and Hunter Peach will start 16th tonight.
Peach not graded up on the racetrack yet, so I might have to have a pit road start here tonight. But still a long way to go, 140 laps in total. One of the longer races at the 1.5 mile tracks we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, definitely. This will be a fun race to watch tonight. A little bit longer than what we normally see. Typically, we see about 120-ish laps of what we've seen tonight. 210 miles. Go time cars, Texas 210. So a longer-ish type of race here.
Yeah, just only 20 laps, but that's still about 30 more miles, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. And especially how the fuel plays out as well. We do have 50% fuel tank. We'll get that fuel number here in 1 second. Our fuel is estimated at about 32 laps. So, yeah, that does make it a little interesting because typically 32 laps, you can go every 30 laps, but also you'll have those stages as well. So lap 55 will be the second stage. So you'll start, instead of having 60 laps to go at the start of the final stage, you'll have 80. So you'll have a little bit more strategy opportunity. Instead of going 30-30 on the fuel, you could go like 30-30 again, or you could go 30 and then pit again. So you'll have to make an extra stop there. So we'll have a 2-stop race at the very end of it. So that could play a different factor as well.
Yeah, just a lot of strategy, like we've seen at most 1.5 mile tracks. There's always someone has to take 2 in these next gens. I feel like a lot of drivers take 2, especially in the stages. That's definitely when you'll see the 2-tire strategy compared to the final stint. Usually everyone takes 4 tires at the beginning of stage 3.
And with 80 laps going about 32, you could, if you were to be risky, you could try and take those 2-tire strategies at the end of stage 2, go only 20 laps, and then pit for 4, and just pit 30 laps to go. Kind of be even, most likely if everyone goes 30-30-20, you'll kind of flip that around. Don't know if that would be necessarily faster or not, but it definitely you'll have to save your tires a little bit at the end of that second stage.
It is a night race, so let's take a quick look at the weather also right before the race as we're on the back straightaway.
So our weather for tonight, 73-degree ambient temperature with a 75-degree track temp. So very cold track. Clear skies, 29% humidity, and 5-mile-per-hour winds. So that could play a little bit of a factor here. March 21st here, 8 o'clock in sim time at night. So definitely be a cooler track. It should be a lot grippy, but we'll have to see how that plays out for these drivers. Who can handle the weather the best, and who can build on their chase run. Pace car, gonna take that hard left turn onto pit road. Jonathan Parker leads him to the Geico Racing Zone. We're underway here from Texas.
Great start for Jonathan Parker. Nick Capiak on the inside. Giovanni Klein just not the best restart on the outside lane, second.
He was able to quickly slot in line, get back in third. Everyone just trying to slot in line early. Down to the turn number 3 and 4. You got side by side here with fourth. Hope Ruiz on the outside lane. Gets a little loose. Josh Adams will move that to the bottom. Back to the inside. Everyone crossing line, trying to get settled in now, trying to get single file. First lap complete. Josh Adams trying to drive it into the inside of Zachary Meredith, but they're all single file now for the top 5. Kissweather to the inside of Jose Ruiz. Ruiz able to build the run on the high lane. See if he can pin down Kissweather through the corner here. You gotta be careful when you run the middle of the top here. That bump up there in 3 and 4 really upsets the car. As Ruiz really struggling on that outside lane. He lost another spot.
So here comes Capiak for the race lead.
Capiak down to the bottom now for the race lead. Just slide up a little bit. Doesn't seem to get the car rotated very well there on the bottom. Still holds it down there. To be side by side. Here comes Giovanni Klein. Just go 3. He's going to think better of it. Just stick behind, trying to get that hard going into 3 and 4. Just got to stay behind these top 2 as they battle for the race lead.
Yeah, New Hampshire, Jonathan Parker. I believe he got a penalty on pit lane, which dropped him back a lot of positions. Now, the gap between him and Kissweather for the championship is only 8 points. So Parker's lead from the regular season really cut down. We thought he would be for sure the favorite and the strongest driver heading into the midway point through the chase, but it looks like Kissweather giving him a good battle so far.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it pays to have a really good regular season as all those extra playoff points he got, Parker got from all those wins and all those stage wins definitely helped him out. It sounds Kissweather's right behind Parker. Just trying to get by him here soon. He's right behind him. He's got Josh Adams between them. Down the back straightaway there, Jonathan Parker trying to make it through to the outside. Starting to pull away just a little bit. Capiak in Meredith.
Yeah, it's a quick sprint for this stage 1, usual typical season. Stage 1 is a pretty quick sprint, only 25 laps. You'll see a little tire wear probably in the last 5, 7 or so laps, but not much at all in these next gen cars.
We'll have to see. Also, we typically see a little bit longer races, so it's a little longer race, so 5 extra laps in the stages, so that will definitely play a big factor. Tires could fall off around lap 15, and start to see a big tire fall off there in that final 5-ish laps.
Yeah, because no one's taking it easy for stage 1, stage 2. Really, you know, they're probably not like super aggressive, but they're definitely not taking it easy like a longer green flag run they were expecting. Because they know there's going to be a caution in 25 laps.
Yeah, especially you kind of just take the stages into your advantage and you're kind of uncomfortable with how the car handles. You try to take the first stage, just kind of get used to it a little bit, and just knowing you're going to get that caution. And in stage 2, you can try and work your way up through the field, maybe play a 2-tire call strategy, 2-tire call. Anything you kind of use this first stage to his advantage. Just try to kind of get settled in. Meredith not leaving Capiak's bumper though. He's trying to get by him.
To the inside there. Here he goes to the inside one too. Capiak's gonna pinch him down though.
Yeah, there's a classic move here at the newer Texas. Oh, my contact
Man.
though, as Meredith got to the inside, but I was about to say, like, you can get down to the bottom there, very wide entry. You kind of just cut off your entry there and get very shallow. Just try and send it in there. Kind of throw that guy off on your outside lane. Just kind of throw him off their line. You just kind of grab the bottom. It's kind of possible to do it. It's very hard to do it, but you definitely can do it. You see Meredith now working a pretty wide entry there as we're on board with Jonathan Parker here. As off of turn number 2, you see him
kissing with her way
up the
high.
racetrack. And there's what I meant about the multi-racetrack kind of working in 1 and 2 there. He got a really big run trying to get by Josh Adams, wanted to chase down Jonathan Parker.
I've seen drivers in other leagues do that before. They way up top in 1 and 2 at Texas, and typically you can't do that, but I've seen some drivers be able to somehow make it work. I mean, I don't know how aggressive it is, but I mean, Kissmiller, he seems to really like it. He's running that middle top lane.
Typically when that bottom lane starts to get heated up and a lot of rubber built down there, the outside lane starts to get a little bit better, a little bit cooler, and a little bit better on your tires. But he's able to make it there through 1 and 2, gets by Josh Adams. Now he's trying to chase down that 48 machine of Jonathan Parker, trying to get in front of this championship contender.
Yep, and Kissin with a great chase so far, like I mentioned. Him and Parker have been the 1-2 class of the field. Kissin sweeping both stages last time at New Hampshire Road Course, and here comes Parker now for second.
Yeah, but down the back straightaway going into turn 3, Parker looks to the bottom, Meredith on the outside lane. Meredith will be able to carry the momentum through the center of the corner on the outside lane. Be able to carry off the corner as well. Parker still side by side. Gets dirtier in both lanes. It's going to get tough as Josh Adams looks under him. Right behind this battle, Parker going to drive it into turn 1 and 2. Meredith going to get right behind, going to tuck right behind that 48. So if he can get the run, maybe he tries to look to the bottom. As Parker's going to defend the bottom, and going to have Meredith go around the long way. Meredith's going to slot in line right behind that 48 machine of Jonathan Parker.
Happy I kept ahead, blinking a little bit. Well, Parker going to try to look for that stage 1 here with about 12 laps to go. This one again on the very top side, making it work.
He's making that work, and Parker's starting to make it work a little bit. As you can kind of see there, Parker was really close to Happy Act, but Parker's really backing up the corner entry. He backed up at least a good 2-3 car lengths going out the corner, really trying to save his tires just this front. So definitely a big thing I'm noticing from Parker compared to the other drivers on the racetrack right now. Parker's really backing up his entry. That seems like this would be a key to saving your tires today.
Kissing on their game, looking to the outside in 3 and 4. Not as effective since it's such a flat out corner. Doesn't work as well compared to 1 and 2, where he's really liking on the top side.
And 10 laps to go on the stage here, so he's got to be careful, don't overheat too much. He could fall back pretty fast. But guess what? They're able to make the outside lane work. He's going to be able to get cleared by Meredith going into 3. Just barely. So it'll leave the lane open to Meredith, and Meredith will stop back in line. So guess what? They're up to 3rd. He's been driving his way up so far tonight.
Yep. We'll see what the most positions gained so far here tonight is. Top 3 right now. It is Mark Kissenweather up 6. Double of what Josh Adams and Donnie Kite are behind him. So Kissenweather, man on a mission so far, up 6 positions.
Just started back in 9th. Probably on the qualifying he really wanted.
Oh! Meredith into Kissenweather up the racetrack to go through 3 and 4. Let's allow Kissenweather to clear. Now here comes Josh Adams behind them.
Josh Adams trying to take advantage of this as now they're side by side. Adams and Meredith battling for 4th. A little bit of contact though. Adams gonna go up the racetrack, but keep it out of the wall. Maybe barely tapped it. But down the back straightaway, losing another couple spots there. Lost it to Meredith, and that lost another spot to Giovanni Klein.
Yeah, it's now the top 3 have really pulled away from the rest of the field due to that, especially the top 2. It's Nick Hapiak and Jonathan Parker 1-2 right now. Here in lap 19. About 7 laps to go to the end of the stage.
Down.
Oh, here comes
now they're
Parker.
over the lead. Driving the Parker. Back to the inside, so the tires starting to come into play for that 48 machine. Halfback to try and hold the outside lane. We'll see if he can hold the outside in a 1 and 2 here. If we get the run off the corner.
Watch out for Kissing when they're behind too.
Kissing to try and close that gap in. Halfback on the outside lane, really wide of the entry. Let's go.
Watch crossover. There he goes to the inside. He's got the side draft down the back straight away.
Big run
doesn't
for
really.
Could have the better line though, going into 3 and 4 here. Kenny, hold him off. Kenny, clear Parker off the exit. He's gonna get. It looks like he got a little bit tight on the entry there, on the exit there. Gonna be side by side though. Halfback on the bottom now. Parker on the outside lane.
I think Parker got that lap. Happy Act tries to send it. Parker on the top side. Still side by side. I think Parker's going to clear off the exit.
Oh, a little bit of contact there. Maybe Happy Act got him really tight. Just wanted to push Happy Act down the straightaway. I think Happy Act's tires starting to fall off. You can see Parker's tires just a lot better. Just went way up the racetrack though. I think he got up into the bump. He's going to get the ball off of third floor. I kind of saw that happening from center corner. He got way out of the groove there. I think they didn't really slow him up too much, but see if he can try and pick up the stage win. It's only got 4 laps to do it though.
Yep, I think Kissingweather is looking pretty good on the longer run. We thought his tires would be killed a little bit more compared to the rest of the field, but he's looking pretty strong right now. 22 laps into this one.
Yeah, he lost the lead to Parker, but he's been holding on so far.
Kissingweather up top again off of 2, got a bit loose, but he has a good run though, down the back straight away.
Trying to get by Happy Act. He's going to lose another point to Jonathan Parker, but 2 laps to go here. Parker lead. 2 laps to go here in the stage. Parker holds the lead. Happy Act way up the racetrack, all the way up to the top seam. So we can make that work. That typically is slower. That high typically is a little bit slower. Turns 3 and 4, off of turn 4, 1 lap to go here for stage number 1. Parker out to about 3 car length lead. Happy Act going way up the racetrack. See if that really works out for him. This one is just kind of putting his nose right under it. Right under. Slightly better run for Happy Act, but both of this is slowing them down. As meanwhile through 3 and 4. Oh, Chisholm just way up the racetrack. Keep it off the wall of turn 4, he does, but off of turn 4, Jonathan Parker to pick up the stage win and win stage number 1. That will be the caution for stage 1, so 25 laps in. Kind of starting to see the tires starting to play a factor, because those top 3 really pulled away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, big gap between those drivers right there, as Parker gets 2 extra points compared to Kissingweather in the championship, and Happy Act is sitting in 3rd in the points right now also, so he's not too far out of it either. He's about 26 points back from Parker.
Yeah, Kissingweather and Happy Act, they're battling there late in that stage, kind of allowed Parker to pull away just a little bit. We'll see how this strategies play out here with these stages. See if anyone takes 2 tires, tries to take 2 tires, maybe stays out.
Yeah, with
how
tight,
staying out would probably be a great option.
I wouldn't say staying out, but with how tight it is in 1 and 2, taking 2 tires might be the move to make it a bit looser. But I mean, throughout the season, it seems like 2 tire strategies don't really make the car looser. I spoke to some of the drivers after the race a lot of these times when they take 2, and it just doesn't really help the car rotate that much compared to like a Gen 6 car or a truck or Xfinity.
And also, typically sometimes it just kind of ends up being faster. I mean, we kind of seen that a couple times this season.
Yeah, it's very hit or miss sometimes too. But usually is the move here. Take 2. And I think at least half of these drivers will take 2 tires. during this pit stop.
We'll see. He's going to be the first in his stall out of those top 3, as his stall was farther back. Parker on the qualifying on pole gets the first pit stall. See Kissweather taking 4 in the back. You see one driver taking 2.
Parker takes 2.
Parker takes 2 as well. I believe that's Steven Maggio takes 2. Everyone else looks like they take 4 tires.
Interesting. I'm very surprised, honestly.
Everyone kind of knew there was a little longer of a stage. The tires mattered a little bit more than what they thought. So we'll see how those 2 tires hold up for Jonathan Parker and Steven Maggio for the last race at New Hampshire Motor Speedway road course. Did not get our chance to interview our top 3 from last week, so we'll bring in our last race winner of Mark Kissweather, as we'll try to get a catch up of last week's last race at the New Hampshire road course. So how did that race go for you last race?
Last week was great. I did not come into New Hampshire thinking I was going to win, but because I prefer the oval, it's one of my better tracks. But I was happy to get the win, and helped me catch up to the points with Jonathan Parker.
Yeah, speaking, you're close to that, close to Parker there on the points lead. You just lost a few more to him there in the stage. So how are you gonna be able to use that big game from the last race and trying to build on that momentum tonight and going into the rest of the chase?
I'm gonna try to get past him or win the stage. He seems to be the best car so far. Him and Nick are pretty dominant right now. Hopefully win the stage and get some points back onto them too, and then maybe win the race. I don't know. I don't really feel confident right now. Feel kind of like I'm slow.
Yeah, we'll have to see though. You did a pretty good job there in the stage 1. You're able to make that outside lean work you wanted to. So we'll excited to see you try and make it work here in stage 2. Good luck in the rest of the race, and we'll see you. Maybe see you in your victory lane later.
All right, thank you.
15 of Mark Kissweather, our last race winner.
Yeah, it was a really good New Hampshire road course race. First time I've ever seen a cup cars or really any stock car on the New Hampshire road course in an actual league race or something like that.
Yeah, definitely a fun little road course there. You kind of have the outfield road course as long as some of the infield road course there as well. So it's definitely an interesting road course, and I really love enjoying
especially with the
running
update
that on the car. But yeah, but pace car gonna take that hard left turn on the pit road. We'll restart here, stage number 2, 26 laps here in the stage number 2. Green flag back in the air. We're back in the way. Parker really gonna restart on there.
Yeah, Parker again. I don't know what he's doing on these restarts, but that inside lane is like a bullet right there. As Happy again clears for second on the restart.
Happy clear. We'll see if he can chase down race leader.
Side drafting.
But here comes Steven Maggio on the 2 tires.
Remember,
down on the inside.
Parker lost the lead early on in the first stage, so we could see repeat of that in stage number 2 here. Or maybe Parker just kind of set sails and use the clean air to his advantage.
Remember, he's also on 2 tires. Everyone's on 4 tires except for Maggio and Parker. So we'll see if he starts to fall off a lot earlier, maybe a lot more. But still, this battle for seconds helping Parker out a lot. It's still side by side for seconds. Happy and Maggio almost made contact there in 1 and 2. Happy actually shuts the door on him there in the 3. So Happy going to try and focus forward, try and chase down Jonathan Parker for that race lead. Mark Kissweather sitting there in 4, trying to find his way by Steven Maggio, as we just talked to Kissweather. Trying to chase down Jonathan Parker, wants to get a few extra points on him.
It was Maggio. Ooh, issue.
Lead, Maggio
very slow.
On the bottom.
Almost like he ran out of fuel or something. That's what it looked like. Or he might have just disconnected. Technical issue, maybe.
He blinked out there for a second.
Still not back yet.
Yeah, so he's getting his quality's pretty low, so he's getting a lot of packet loss. So we'll see if he can jump back up. But yeah, I think he realized that was happening. Just kind of got out the way after his move there.
Well, it helps Kissweather out, as he's already up to 3rd.
Because we're kind of able to get a freebie spot there, not having to battle. But I think Maggio's probably on a throughput for the session, unfortunately. We'll See if he can get back in, get some of his laps back later in this race. But right now, Josh Adams, Joshua Arnold, back to the inside of Zach Meredith, side by side for P number 4. Still battling side by side. That's a lot of that top three to pull away again, like we saw at the end of stage number 1. Meredith able to clear Adams, Arnold there, and now side by side between Kite and Arnold. As here comes Cole Snyder. First time we've mentioned him tonight. Trying to use that outside lane to the finish, trying to get around Arnold. It's a good run there. They're side by side.
Yeah, it seems like it's a lot more spread out for the second stage than it was for the first stage, especially up front, obviously. But even in the mid pack, it seems like a little bit more spread out than they were in the first stage. It seems like too. Not sure, that's just they're kind of used to how the car handling a little less on edge and kind of more comfortable, so they're able to drive away from people better, maybe, or something like that.
And so you kind of start to spread out just a little bit, but the top two really pulled away from third. Kissweather in there in third, and then the rest of the field just kind of straggled out just a little bit, but they're still battling. That first battle is with Josh Arnold there in 7th, and Nathan Lamont in 8th. And now Lamont just takes 7th place spot away from Arnold. Josh Adams trying to find his way by there as well. Side by side for this 7th place position. Arnold on the bottom. So keep an eye on because Parker, what I've noticed when he was doing early in stage 1, he was really backing up his corner entry, saving his tires. So it seems like that seems to be the key tonight so far. Just really back up the corner entry, be patient on entry, let the car rotate through the center, and then get back on it. That seems to be the way to save your tires the best.
Yeah, especially wanting to you really just want to back it up. That's why I've learned in Texas. You don't want to. It's kind of deceiving. It's so wide that you think you can drive in there, but when then you drive in there, you can't even use 75% of it effectively to go quick. So really, you just got to back off and use the 20% on the bottom there, and just roll through that corner. That saves a lot of tire also. But Kite is catching up to Kissweather. I'm not sure if Kissweather is saving some tires now, but it's kind of falling back a little bit from the top two, quite a bit actually.
Yeah, Kite trying to find his way by us. Kissweather was able to get that 3rd place spot away from Maggio. That's when you got the word on that Maggio's game crashed there while he was running 3rd. So he tried to pull out of the last second, try to get out of the way. Luckily he did, but his game crashed, and he did connect back and let everyone know, and then now it's left. So Maggio, I think, will be done for tonight as well, along with Kyle Taub. So those two out for the night. As Kite able to get by Martin Kissweather there, is Zach Amanda trying to follow his way through. He's going to be inside of Kissweather now for that 4th place spot, but he's going to try and take it all the way to Kite, trying to take that 3rd place spot away. He'll be side by side for Kite. Meredith on the bottom, and he's going to clear off of 4. Yes, he will. Actually, barely not able. Kite fights back on the outside lane. He's going to be side by side. Pull that side draft. Now Kissweather waiting in the wings right here in P5. He ups back to the bottom to see if he can push Meredith clear of Kite and get Kite himself. Kissweather backs off the corner entry, so slide in behind Kite. This Cole Snyder able to gain some time up here. Now he's working right behind these guys. Single file out through this pack as So you notice that top two was kind of closing down between Hapiak and Parker, but Parker able to pull away much longer. So those two tires starting to play it. As two tires really actually kind of an advantage, it seems like. He's able to pull away by a lot compared to the rest of the field. And it seems like those two tires kind of going to be another night where two tires are probably going to be the call.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, Parker's doing a great job right now out in front. Actually gapping Hapiak right now. 7/10 between him and 6 machine behind, and everyone else pretty much the same speed, if not slower, than Jonathan Parker out front.
And Parker on two tires. Hapiak is in second on four tires, and actually a 10th.
Ooh, here comes Kissweather.
Parker's a 10th faster, but yeah, Kissweather trying to make his way by through the field. Tries to get back to the inside of Donnie. Kite is going to be able to clear him off in turn 4. We'll see if Kite has enough of a run to try and pull a crossover. I don't think he will. He won't, so Snyder's going to try and work his way by Kite next. This Kite running in that top 5 position now.
He still has a long way to go to the end. Well, not a long way, but about 10 laps to the end of stage 2. So he still has a little bit of time to catch up to Zachary Meredith out in front, but Kite not laying up easily for that top 4 position.
Yeah, Kite fighting as hard as he can, gets back to the outside of Kissweather. Doing a great job holding on to his position. Kissweather just can't really find. Kissweather can't really find a way to defend very well, but Kite really tight there in 1 and 2. He's going to lose a spot to Snyder. And here comes the rest of the field. Josh Adams, Josh Arnold. They're trying to work their way through it. Snyder tries to get to the outside of Kissweather now. He goes around the outside and tries to do the long way in 3 and 4 as Kissweather starting to struggle with those tires. Looks like.
It's actually Snyder flipped the outside wall through the quad oval there.
So 3 wide behind him, right on the blinking up on the tops. There's a little bit of contact between Adams and Arnold there on the bottom. To go down the back straightaway, they kind of start the single file that sort that out a little bit. As Kite now back to the outside of Kissweather, still battling side by side between Arnold and Adams. Down to the turn number 1 and 2. Adams trying to find his way by Kissweather. Tries to stick his nose there on the exit. He will. To be side by side, kind of a staggered 3 wide there. It's actually Kite clears by good bit as these guys battling side by side. But Arnold can give the shove to Kissweather. Kissweather way up the racetrack. He's hitting the wall, the entry in 3 and 4. As Adams will clear, but Arnold now trying to find his way by. They're going to be 3 wide with Klein for his moments.
This one is still, we've seen it in the first stage. He's really run the top side in 1 and 2. He's continuing to do that so far in stage 2. That might be killing his tires a little bit more because he was pretty quick in the first few laps here in stage 2, but he's falling back now as here comes Cole on the outside of Kite. Kite at low slow through 3 and 4. Ooh, Kissweather on the wall.
Get back, contact there through the quad oval. But this is also a big thing for Kissweather. He wants to get those points from Jonathan Parker. Jonathan Parker is on track to win this stage. 2 seconds ahead of Nick Hapiak. So Kissweather fighting for every point he can get. Now he's back to the 5th, trying to work his way back to 4th as we get a big battle over 4th. As now pretty much the rest of the field is in this fight now. Now with 4 laps to go in the stage, Snyder holds on to 4th. Kissweather trying to find his way by. 3 wide right behind him though. Adams sends Kite in Arnold. We would try and steal the spot away as Kissweather going to try and use the outside on Cole Snyder. Not going to work there, but Josh Arnold prevails to that 3 wide battle behind in the outside lane. As Kissweather with a great run off of turn 2, he's going to slide job Cole Snyder there in the 3 and 4. Snyder's going to try and cross over though, back to the inside. Snyder still trying to fight for 4th.
Yep, Snyder and Kissweather battling up for 4th place. Kissweather up top, Snyder on bottom. Kissweather can use that top side. He's liked it all night long. In 1 and 2, he's got to hang on. Oh, it gets way too tight in the wall. Hard in the wall. Here comes Arnold now to the bottom. Here comes Kite also going to take advantage of that one.
Josh Adams actually had a big moment there too. He's fallen back to 11. What happened there that Josh Adams, that 12 car, falls back to 12, but
looks like he just really got loose.
Yeah, really got loose. So that's kind of the first driver we've seen get loose tonight. Most everyone's been getting tight.
As everyone's really tight off of turn 2.
Now the actually is battle now for 4th. Is Arnold able to get by Snyder? As top three just kind of all by themselves out in front. As now Arnold able to kind of pull away from the rest of the field. He got by Snyder. Now he's pulling away. Snyder and Kismo, their next battle. They're battling for 5th, that top 5. Every stage points matters. This is the final lap of the stage, so Jonathan Parker going to be able to sweep the stages tonight. Just gets rid of needs this extra point here on Cole Snyder. See if he can go around the outside the long way off of turn 4. Snyder's going to shut the door. Kisweather's with the run. He'll look to the bottom. Not going to be enough. So Kisweather will finish 6th in the stage, and that will be stage number 2. So the 2 tires for Jonathan Parker, though, play it out, and he still holds on and wins most of the stages tonight.
Yep, and so far, so good for Jonathan Parker. Doing a great job. Pretty much head and shoulders above the field so far. Even Hapiak. I think Hapiak can't really catch up to him during that stage 2. But we'll see what happens in the final stage. Expect a green flag pit stop or 2 maybe to happen in the final stage also.
Yeah, looking like so we'll have around probably 80 to go in the stage and 32 laps on fuel.
Pretty close. Someone could maybe save some fuel.
Definitely be a stretch. It's definitely gonna be a long stretch. You could try and save a little bit of fuel, maybe get a shorter stop if you want to do fuel only, but I don't think that's really gonna work tonight. We'll see, but it also could come down to it if we could get another caution, restart with 70-ish to go. You could try and save that extra bit of fuel. Could be tight, but we'll see what these drivers do. Assuming everyone will come down here and top it off on fuel and take 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Jonathan Parker will lead the field down pit road. He swept both stages tonight. Everyone's gonna come down. No one's gonna stay on the racetrack.
Yeah, expect 4 tires from everyone here. Maybe 2 tire strategy for some people. I mean, this long a run, pretty much guaranteed you expect 4, but you never really know.
We'll see if anyone tries the 2 tires, though.
Doesn't
like I said
look
earlier,
like
you
it.
could try and go 20-25 laps.
No, it looks like actually Arnold maybe. Actually, no, everyone takes 4, I believe. Got the final count here. And yes, it will. Everyone did take 4 there, so no surprises down pit lane.
So everyone taking tires there. As with this caution, we're going to take another opportunity to pick up an interview from last week. So we'll bring in our second place finisher from last race of Nick Hapiak. So we didn't get a chance to interview at the end of last week, but so take us through your last race, and how you able to translate, kind of how the translate back to the oval here, and just kind of transition.
Well, I mean, last race, I kind of surprised myself. I'm not really much of a road course guy. And then I qualified on pole, so I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm not much of a normal road course guy. Maybe these one-off road courses I'm all right at. I mean, last week was nice. Built some momentum. Got some good points. I lost some on Mark, but I gained on Parker, who's the point leader. But this week, totally different. I'm not a big fan of this layout of Texas personally, but another league I run in on Saturday nights was just here last week, so I got some practice, and it seems to be helping me out. But I just got to figure out how to beat this 48. I don't know what he's doing on these long runs, but it's like he's just gliding and not wearing his tires. So, if I can figure something out, maybe I'll give him a challenge here, or maybe some short runs will work to my advantage. But we'll see.
Yeah, I noticed he took 2 tires on that last at the end of stage 1. You took 4. What was the? I mean, what do you think the difference was there, and just maybe the tires maybe handled a little bit differently? What's your thoughts for that last run there?
The 2 tires, they take off a lot better. You got heat in the lefts, so he's able to go into those corners a lot harder, have grip. It takes the 4 tires a couple laps to warm up, and you have a tendency when you're chasing somebody on 2, when you have 4, to kind of overdrive a little bit to stay up with them, and I think that's what I did, and kind of cooked them a little too much. But we'll try to fix that for this run, though.
Yep, and congrats on your 6th place last week, and we'll get you into the rest of this race.
Sounds good. Thank you.
That was Nick Kapiak, our 2nd place finisher from last week, lining up 3rd on this restart. Green flag, back in the air. Jonathan Parker on the loud pedal, way out in front once again. You see if Meredith and Kapiak, they're going to settle it out for 2nd. They're going to battle it out for 2nd as they go into the 1 as Kapiak are quickly clear for 2nd.
3 wide behind. That's Donnie Kite way up the racetrack there. Oh, and the outside wall goes Kite. A few others also joined them into the outside wall. I think Adams, too, was involved there. As Kissel on their way for the back down in the 13th. Had a really long pit stop, 20.8 seconds. Must have been maybe fixing some damage, possibly. Could cause him to fall back all the way down there. So he can work his way up through the field. Still has a long way to go. 80-plus laps to do so.
Just a long way. We'll see 2 pit stops in this stage, so we'll see how that plays out for a lot of these drivers. But down the back straightaway, entering turn number 3 and 4. Kind of starting to spread out a little bit already. As Snyder trying to work his way up, he's been kind of a quiet night. He worked his way up to the top 5 that last stage. Now he's going to try to use that caution, kind of regather, see if he can get back up to that top, get up in the top 3, maybe try and steal the race win tonight. But he's going to go to the inside on Zach Rivera for that 3rd place spot. Down the back straight area, they're side by side, and try and side draft the 17 machine back. So they're able to do that perfectly. So they go down to the 3s with clear Meredith for 3rd. Back straightaway, Meredith wants it back though. He's looking, trying to lift to the bottom, thinks better of it. 6 behind that 24 machine. Snyder gonna try and set his sights on the 6 of Nick Kapiak. Kapiak 2nd place last week. They're trying to keep that momentum. Pick up another top 3 tonight.
And Parker not pulling away a lot here, but usually his strategy is just slowly but surely pulling away from the rest of the field with that clean air. We've seen that time and time again this season so far. We only had 2 chase races so far this season, but he has not won those 2 yet. So he's still looking for his first chase win of the season.
Yeah, but down the first push, you see Snyder was pushing Kapiak closer up to Parker. So instead of battling for 2nd, he wants to try and get closer to the race lead. Try and mount his attack on the race lead, but Snyder up the racetrack a little bit more in 3 and 4 there, using the outside lanes to his advantage, try and get up there, run, and maybe try and push Kapiak up to Parker. It's kind of even a couple car length gap between these guys. As Snyder way up the racetrack, he's trying to use that outside lanes advantage to really lay apex. Be careful doing that though, they'll put a lot of heat in your right front tire, especially when they just stood there. We'll also see if Slater could try and pit after 20-25 laps. We'll see if anyone tries to play that strategy. Probably interesting strategy to play. Maybe go 2 or 4 or stayed out. I don't think anyone's really going to be playing that strategy there. As Kapiak staying close to Parker, trying to stay right there with him. Doesn't want him to get away too far. 3 restart with about 81 to go, so we'll see pit stops around 50-ish to go. So we start to get to the middle point of this run. Is now Snyder on the outside of Happyak there in second. Snyder able to work around the outside lane. Now Happyak a little bit better on the bottom there through 3 and 4. He's able to hold on to that second place spot. Snyder slots back into third. Parker's starting to pull away just a little bit.
The top 5 still really close together. We've usually seen the top 3, top 2 pull away. But so far early on in stage 3, the top 5 have been really close together. I think that kind of just tells you these guys are saving quite a bit of tires compared to the first stage and second stage.
You want to back it up a lot more. You got to make the tires last at least 30 laps, make it up a last the whole fuel run instead of 25. That's also kind of an interesting part. The stages were kind of a fuel run in a way. Only about 5, maybe 10 laps shorter of a fuel run. So the stage is probably going to be a good kind of a good indicator of how this fuel run will play out. As Parker is really starting to pull away now, so you can start to see the tires start to play into factor now. Happyak, Snyder kind of still staying in that area as Giovanni Klein trying to look to the bottom now for Meredith. So Klein making it work, trying to make that inside lane work, trying to make those newer tires. Now he starts to fall off a little bit there, but well, gonna have a little bit of a moment here. We're gonna do a little bit of the Ellering, crank it up. Back into fifth as Klein able to get by there in fourth. This field's starting to spread out still here. It's top 5, top 6 really spread out compared to the rest of the field. Is Parker able to still hold the race lead? Happyak still about half a second back.
Yes. As we're past the halfway point in this one, so coming down to the final 60 laps or so. Still got 2 pit stops left in this one expected, unless a caution comes out in some sort of way. We've been caution free other than the stages, so no incidents. I don't think anyone's been too sideways here tonight so far, but anything can happen in these races.
Especially, we'll have to see how the strategy plays out. We've probably got about 10, 15-inch laps until we start to see pit stops. See if Jonathan Parker we'll see if he pulls in first. I doubt he'll probably go in first. He'll probably kind of react to everyone else, but Arnold tries to get by. He gets by Cole Snyder there for 5th. Snyder really starting to fall back. Guess what? I'm holding on to 7th. Jonathan Parker is not pulling away too far compared to what we saw at the end of stage number 2 there. As Giovanni Klein, he's making a little bit of headway now on this battle for the lead, on this race lead. He's got a lot of speed late in this run. He's trying to get by Zachary Meredith for 3rd. Almost a little bit of contact there between Meredith. Just to get out of it through the middle of the corner. That's going to slow him up. So Klein's have to slot back in line in 4th. You have to try and set up the move again to try and get by Meredith in 3rd. Meanwhile, Parker and Happyack pulling away from the rest of this now, as Happyack losing a couple more tenths compared to Parker. So we'll see if Happyack tries to play an undercut strategy here. He's starting to fall off a little bit. Tries to pull in a little bit earlier. Klein and Mayer, that's still the closest battle pretty much on the racetrack. Is actually now just whether he's got tight on him, but he's kind of saw there in the back room a little bit. This guy's trying to close that gap down on Mark Kiswetter, trying to pick up that 6th place position. As now Parker really starting to put that gap into Happyack, as Parker's tires really starting to play a factor. Saved those tires very well through this run, as we're about 23 laps into the run.
Klein got really loose off of turn 2 there.
He got loose a little bit. We've seen it most of the time. It's kind of seen a little bit tight, but I think what we're seeing is just kind of the pushing loose here. That's what we're seeing with these drivers. I mean, we've seen a couple drivers get loose tonight, but most of all they've been tight. So I think mostly we're kind of just seeing that push loose, is where you're getting so tight off the corner and then that car finally grips, but you have so much wheel into it to kind of counteract the tightness, and the cars just like to snap around. As Arnold able to easily get by Klein there, as Arnold's starting to make his move up. As Happyack going to come down pit road.
Kind of an early pit stop, I would say, maybe. I mean, a little bit earlier, but I mean, Happyack does have to do something different than Parker to have a chance at this win.
Yeah, I was expecting 25 laps here, so it was an 80-lap run, so go 25, 25, and then go to the rest.
Yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy, but...
As Parker actually, Jonathan Parker will follow him in that next time by. Zach Meredith as well. Zach Meredith very loose on the bottom. Very loose getting to the pit road.
And
Klein follows as well, so a lot of drivers kind of playing this 25 lap strategy here, so we'll see if they go 25, 25, and 30 at the end of the race. When Josh Arnold stays out of the racetrack, we'll see if anyone tries to play the 30-30-20 strategy. We'll have to see. We'll see where Nick Happyack cycles out compared to Jonathan Parker.
It's Parker coming off a pit lane, Happy down the back straightaway. They're both close together, but Parker actually may have gapped it a little bit more. Happy now 3 seconds back from Jonathan Parker.
Yeah, so
As actually Parker
much
took
better.
2. Parker took 2 tires there.
Wow,
Happy took 4.
Two-tire call. Is that good? We'll see if that plays out to Happy advantage.
As Mark Kisswiller also took 2 there too. Also,
We'll see if that plays out to the advantage. We saw that at Charlotte. Some drivers took 2 tires and they were actually kind of holding on there. They got caught with the final 5 to 10 laps. Eventually, all the battling allowed Hunter Peach to get by at the very end and steal that win away. So we can see something like that happen tonight. It's Dylan Chappell. He's going to come down pit road, hitting for that 4th place spot. Josh Arnold comes down pit road as well. Jose Ruiz, Cole Snyder still staying on the racetrack. So these guys pitting every 30 laps. As you didn't mention is the fuel was around 32 laps. But now that also probably is a little bit shorter now, knowing the track has kind of picked up in pace. It's got nighttime, got a little bit cooler. Right? It could have been closer to about 30 laps on fuel. So some of these drivers probably pitting as early as they could be close on making it 30, 30, 20. So you probably have to go around 27 to split it 27 evenly. We'll see how this 2-tire call plays out for Jonathan Parker. Nick Yapyak currently entering turn 3. Last time by ran at 29.761. Jonathan Parker ran at 5.58. So right now Parker faster than Yapyak on the 2 tires. So the 2 tires just seem overall better so far.
yeah, I mean 2 tires seems like the better strategy here. Surprised Happyak didn't do it himself. I mean, his owner might be a little bit quicker to him than him also, even. Because actually Mike Campbell just got a penalty. Most likely speeding down pit lane. Unfortunate for him, he's got to stay on as long as he can there. But gonna get hit with a speeding penalty, most likely entering pit lane. But Parker
Yeah,
back up to race lane.
Texas is definitely a tough racetrack to get on. Definitely a tough racetrack to get on pit road. But it's just interesting how the 2 tires play out. I mean, the 2 tires seem to be just better. And I mean, Jonathan Parker able to play the 2 tires perfectly, and just no one else on the 4 tires can keep up. It's just 2 tires so much better. Just kind of doesn't make sense sometimes. But you think most of the time 4 tires work better, but just some of this next gen 2 tires work so much. Now Jonathan Parker is out to a 3.5 second lead over Nick Yapyak. And I think Parker made a good call there, though. I mean, we saw at the end of stage 1, he took 2 tires. He was actually pulled away big time. And knowing that the fuel's only 25 to 30 laps, I mean, really the 4 tires just don't have enough time to come in, and the 2 tires work out. I mean, we'll see if those 2 tires really fall off late in this run, but currently Jonathan Parker faster and still putting more time on Nick Yapyak. It's actually Mark Kissweather. He's trying to find his way by Nick Yapyak now for second. He's all over him, as Kissweather was another driver who took 2 tires on that pit stop.
Yeah, I mean, Kissweather is looking really quick right now, even. Yeah, I think 2 tires might be the strategy call for Nick Yapyak in the second pit stop here.
I think 2 tires will definitely be the call. We'll see it. We'll see though if the 2 tires, if these say Parker or Kissweather takes 2 tires again, we'll see if those left sides eventually just give out.
Yeah,
that final run.
That's the worry there. They may take 2 in the second pit stop. Happyack may take 2, or they may take 4 in the second pit stop. And Happyack may take 2 in the second pit stop. Which, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
See how that plays out is theoretically that would even out this time loss, but also just getting on pit road, losing time on pit road as well is definitely a big thing as well. Is because they're struggling to get by Happyack. Happyack playing good defense so far. Happyack hasn't been losing too much time as of recent compared to Parker. And have been staying even. The last time by only lost a tenth compared to a couple of tenths he was losing at the start of this run. So the 4 tires starting to play a little bit of a factor now. Happyack 4 tires able to start to gain a little bit more time back. So that's only 12 hundredths of a second slower, so 110. So Happyack still battling here, so maybe the 4 tires could start to come into play. And now Kissweather gets to the outside, could be side by side. Way up the racetrack, because this is not going to help either of them. Happyack going to slot in behind Kissweather, so Kissweather see if he can chase down the race leader. Oh, Jonathan Parker's got a long way to go, 4 seconds.
Yeah, we have hit triple digits, 100 laps down, 41 to go. As here comes Josh Arnold now on Johnny Kite. He's going to clear in 1-2.
Josh Arnold moves up to the top 5. As Johnny Kite actually gets back up to the outside, as Arnold got a little bit loose there off the turn 2.
Let's see if he can hang on, but the outside in 3 and 4, not the place to be really on older tires.
So now Arnold holds on to that 5th place spot. He's kind of all running by himself there in 4th. This feels really spread out now. I believe our closest battle on the racetrack is Mark Kissweather and Nick Happyack there for 2nd. Kissweather is able to finally get by. As Parker still pulls away, so we'll see this next pit stop, which will be in about probably 10 to 15 laps. So when they go 25, if the fuel number was originally 32 and it kind of is around 30-ish now, it could be tight if they went 25-25. It could be close on that last run. We'll have to see. It's outed, but depends on how much fuel they're really burning and how much really they can go. But meanwhile, Parker just absolutely miles ahead from the rest of the field so far.
Yeah, I mean, Parker, he swept both stages here tonight so far, and he's easily led the most laps. I mean, with 38 to go, still caution could come out, something could happen, but he's looking really strong to get his first win of the chase this tonight.
And Jonathan Parker, he had a lot of wins in the regular season, trying to pick up the first chase win tonight. Trying to capitalize on the playoff in this chase. Wants to build that momentum in the final half of the chase. Trying to pick up the championship by the end of it. These top 2 still the 2nd and 3rd still battling, as Parker putting so much time in this field as he's 2 tenths faster than Kissweather and Happyack. Just no one had a match for Jonathan Parker tonight.
So 0 is up to 8th. Josh Adams down to 9th. Johnny Kite's still close to Josh Arnold, not close enough to make a move. Arnold got around him a few laps to go. Happyack and Kissweather. Happyack slowly allowing Kissingworth to pull away on even on those 2 tires strategy only, as Adams down pit lane and Josh Adams, black flag down pit lane, must have got another speeding penalty like Mike Campbell did. But actually, Giovanni Klein out of this race. Not sure what happened to that 5 machine. Not see him crash at all, but actually Adams misses it.
Just disconnected, so I don't know what Giovanni Klein there. So that would be his name would be over. He disconnected 15 laps ago, so I wonder if he just got a speeding penalty and just kind of threw in the towel and just said, "We'll be back next week." But let's see. But Josh Adams early down pit road there as he sped on pit road. Don't know if he can make it either, but kind of an early pit stop there. I think 32 laps was the original fuel estimation. What we received, so I think that was probably too early of a stop. But we'll see. Is probably can make it now if they pit. So we'll see if anyone tries to pull a big undercut, but. I mean, really, no one's gap is no one's making up that gap with Jonathan Parker unless they get a caution. But this time by with 31 to go, fuel window is open. We'll see if anyone dives in soon.
No one in pit road yet. Expect Happyak probably to be the first one down pit lane. He was the first one down pit lane last time. Coming to lap 24 on his tires right now, so see what happens. I'm sure someone will try to stretch out as long as they can and hope for a caution. There's always a 1 or 2 people that do that. I mean, not a bad strategy if you're in the 8th, 9th, 10th position there.
We'll see. I mean, anyone could try to pull undercut or overcut and just try to better their finishing position as well. I mean, everyone's really spread out. Low chance we see a caution, but that could happen. But see, now I'm hearing over the radio Zachary Meredith coming out pit road. So coming in from 4th, about 9 seconds back, really loose on the entry. Gonna bring it down pit road, get it slowed down. They clean on to pit road, so we'll see how much time he can gain off all 4. As we could also see, as Dylan Chappell also comes out as well. You can see the strategies. You saw Jonathan Parker, Marcus Weather. They took 2. They got way out in front with it, and we'll see if 4 tires really play a factor now, because those 2 left side tires could eventually just give out. We'll see if Meredith tries to take 2 tires. Happyak down pit road as well.
Looks like he will too for Meredith.
Meredith takes 2 tires. We'll see what Happyak does. Everyone's in the fuel window now. Jonathan Parker still stays down on the racetrack. He'll put Nick Happyak a lap down now. Happyak gonna take 2 tires at least. See if he's gonna take 2 tires. So 2 tires starting to play it back. Everyone's taking 2 tires. Donnie Kighton comes down pit road from 5th. Well, from 4th. Nathan Lamont comes down as well. So we'll have to see if Jonathan Parker, Mark Kissweather, they took 2 tires at the last green flag stop. We'll see if they take 2 tires again. I have to see. I'm worried if they take 2 tires again, if those left sides will eventually just really start to wear too much. Guy off pit road now. Here comes Cole Snyder. He's pitting from 5th. Jonathan Parker and Mark Kissweather still staying out on the racetrack. Josh on as well. Oh, Mark Kissweather, trouble getting on pit road. I think he slowed down to make pit road and missed pit road there.
Got really loose, yeah.
He knew he couldn't make it, and he just had to port the pit entry, and that's going to cost him a lot of time, as he actually lost the spot to Arnold there. Big mistake there for Mark Kissweather. Not a mistake he wanted from running second. So he tries it again this time. He will. See if he can get it down pit road on speed. Looked a little fast, but he got it down to pit road speed. So Marcus Weather lost a lot of time there. Had to go around pit road, and that's going to cost him really a lot of time. We'll have to keep an eye on Nick Capiak, see how much time he can gain. But here comes Jonathan Parker down pit road. Jonathan Parker's easy on the pit road. Perfectly at 45 miles an hour. We'll see where Nick Capiak cycles out. He's about 6 seconds back. We'll see what they do. So Marcus Weather had to miss pit road already. He's
This one takes
take
4. What will Parker do here? I'm guessing he's going to take 4. Those left sides would be really worn out. Almost 60 laps with no tire changes on those.
As you right, I mean, he could. I mean, could try it out. I mean, he had a big.
Looks like he's taking
big
4. Oh, he's
gap
taking
anyways.
2.
He's gonna take 2.
I don't know.
Parker gets out first. Capiak coming off turn 4. Already on worn 2 tires though. Let's see, can Capiak close that gap down? Can he get there? That gap's really close, but we'll have to see. 60 laps on 2 tires for Jonathan Parker. We'll see if the two fresh tires, if they'll hold on. He's still got a pretty solid gap over Nick Capiak, but we'll see. We'll see if, because he's only had 2 tires on since the end of stage 2, so those left side tires really old now. As with 22 to go, we'll see if those things hold on. Gap is down to about 2 seconds. Keep an eye on the lap times. Happy clock time by. We'll see this time by actually with Parker getting up to speed. Jose Rios still staying out of the racetrack. That time by 29.732 for Parker. First lap on the racetrack. Happyak 29.457. So we'll see if Happyak, if he can close the gap down, if those 2 tires really gonna start to wear for Jonathan Parker. So now he's got 2 fresh right sides on him, but he's got 60 lap old left side tires that could really imbalance the car. They could make him a lot slower. See that time by Parker 4.68, Happyak a 4.51. So even lap time for those drivers. We'll see if Happyak, if he can close the gap down. It's the closest he's been pretty much since the start of the run. I think Parker's starting to get it back in the hang of it now to get those tires warmed up. That time by 5 flats. Happyak's still slightly faster, but it's going to need a lot more. It needs 1.6 seconds with 20 to go. It's going to be a lot to ask for Happyak. We'll see if those 2 left side tires really start to give out in Parker in this last few laps. That time by Parker was a 10th faster, so tires starting to come back into Parker's favor. I think he's just able to pull away now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. It's next 17 laps. I mean, Capiak has closed the gap, but I mean, we'll see how Parker's left side tires continue to hang out and see if they hang around. I mean, 60, 70 laps now on these left side tires. I mean, they don't wear a lot, but over the course of a long run like that, they definitely do come to a factor though, especially the left front. Just so imbalanced compared to the right side.
Currently, Nick Capiak starting to fall off now as those 2 tires work so well tonight. Just shocked how they worked out for Jonathan Parker. I think eventually 4 tires will would just eventually just get the 2 tires, but 2 tires working so well tonight.
Yep, super well. I mean, probably the best I've seen all season long. I mean, a place like Texas, that doesn't surprise me too much. I mean, with how tight the tight 1 and 2 is and how it slows you down so much compared to 3 and 4. It doesn't surprise me that you want to take right side tires, and it actually helps the race car out a lot more than usual.
Donnie H trying to close the gap down to Josh Arnold here late. See if he can make that move late here and get a 4th place finish. This is really our closest battle on the racetrack. This kite's starting to fall off a little bit, so I think Arnold able to pull away. Also, it's just been a very clean race tonight so far. We haven't seen any incidents tonight. Just the stage cautions, that's all we've had, so...
Yeah, no, I don't think we've seen anyone getting spun out at all even. Not even a maybe caution here or there. Just all been green and clean so far.
And Jonathan Parker, that seems where he excels. Just excels in that perfect long run pace and plays the strategy perfectly with the 2 tires. Just able to make it perfectly. He's still got 12 laps coming to 11 to go. Anything can happen, but right now, Jonathan Parker in his own time zone, just absolutely dominant so far tonight.
Yep, so far still got 11 laps to go. Almost pretty much 15 miles. So, I mean, a lot can happen still. And now closest battle on the racetrack is Jose Ruiz and Dylan Chappell, which is about 1.3 seconds, but Jose Ruiz has in-lap pressure tires right now compared to Chappell and Snyder up ahead, so he could maybe work his way up to 7th here in these closing laps late.
Down, Ruiz trying to use his new pressure tires to his advantage. Closing that gap down to Chapel. 8 to go. Well, 9 to go. Oh, what? We got a problem with Kissweather on the apron there in 1 and 2. What happened there?
Oh, his right front's broke.
He's got a broken right front tire. What happened to Mark Kissweather?
It was broke on the. Whoa, turn 1 and 2.
Whole lap ago. That's big. No caution for that either. Wow, that's going to end his night. Oh, gets loose.
Ooh.
Hard hit to the outside wall. Breaks the right front tire. That's his night over late. That's going to be big for the championship implications. As Mark Kissweather, his night's going to be over with 8 laps to go. Wow, just out of nowhere, you see Mark Kissweather just broken right front. Just going to limp it around here, trying to pick up another lap. And right now, he's going to lose another spot to Mike Gamble, so he's going to, I think he'll finish 11th by the end of the night.
It's not what you want to see with 10 to go. I mean, you don't want to see that any time in the race, but especially with 10 to go, I mean, it's question is Zach America getting passed by Josh Arnold for 3rd, so Arnold gets up to the top 3 positions. Oh, Arnold on the outside wall for 4.
Arnold making good pace. Can he close these 2 cents faster than Nick Hapiak? 4 seconds to go. It's not going to be enough to catch Hapiak. We'll have to keep an eye on that gap. Unless Hapiak makes a big mistake here soon. But this time by will be coming to 5 to go. We're almost to the end. This has been clean and green all night long. Other than our 2-stage cautions. Seeing a great strategy calls played out tonight.
Yeah, Parker now 7.5 second lead over Nick Kapiak. Arnold in third, some lap traffic ahead. Shouldn't play a factor. Even if he does get stuck behind him for a few laps.
I'm just shocked the 2 tires really worked out tonight. Jonathan Parker get by Nathan Lamon. Nathan Lamon finishing 3rd last week. We're going to pick up this interview at the end of our top 3 interviews for tonight's finishers. So we'll interview that 14 car tonight as well from last race at New Hampshire Road Course. But off of turn number 4, 2 laps to go. 1.5 miles. Just gets it back to the white for Jonathan Parker, and he doesn't have to worry about it. He can probably pretty much coast the entire white flag through 1 and 2. Or over 9-second gap to second of Nick Kapiak. And Jonathan Parker have been perfect all night long. Just trying to get it back around. This is Jose Ruiz. He's on Cole Snyder for 6. Can he get by? Late white flag for Jonathan Parker. Ruiz trying to get by Snyder. Gonna get to the inside maybe. This is for 6th, right at the end of it. They will come take the white flag off of turn 4 here. But meanwhile, into turn number 3, Jonathan Parker. Perfect all night long. Easily the most laps. Swept both stages. And able, off of turn 4, he's going to pick up the win here at Texas tonight.
No contact for 6. Jose Ruiz around the outside in 1 and 2. He's going to clear Cole Snyder. He's going to get to the top 6 position. And Kite closing the gap on Meredith. Not going to be able enough though. Coming across the line, Meredith hangs on the 4.
Yeah, big contact there off of turn 2 for that 6th place spot. But Jonathan Parker swept both stages. Played the strategy perfectly. Able to get the win. Oh, but he always the contact after the finish. The car looks just fine. But Jonathan Parker able to pick up the win. A great race driven by him tonight. I mean, pretty much led the entire. I mean, once he got the race lead from stage 2, he pretty much led the entire way after that. He's just gonna sit there in turn 3, and Kite's gonna burn it down around him. He'll get it back to the front stretch. Do a little bit of victory lap here tonight as well. So Jonathan Parker, our race winner, able to get his first win in the chase, so that's big. Able to put a lot of points on his championship rivals tonight, and he's definitely gonna be the favorite in this final half of this chase. 3 races to go here in the season. Though definitely the final 3 races definitely can be a big, kind of big toss-ups. You have the short track of Bristol, you have Talladega, and then you have Kansas to end out the season. But Jonathan Parker, he's going to do his Polish victory lap.
Yeah, iconic so far this season.
Yeah, he's done it in every single race so far. But while he celebrates here from Texas, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with our top 3 interviews.
But Jimmy Mitch is out in front. Jimmy Mitch will run and find the 94 takes the white flag, one lap remaining here at the Rock. He is going to make his way up to turn 4 and come to the checkered flag. Hunter Peach wins the Fast Lane 175 at Rock. Great lift from the back of the speed. There's Bumpin' and Vegas. Who's it going to be? Second, John Parker around. It's going to be Ruiz winning the race. Here out front, he's on third for checkered flag waving. John Parker back in the lead going. 3-4 for the final time. Nick Hapiak off of turn 4. Just a few more feet, and Nick Hapiak will be your champion for the 4th time in the NAOR DNS Design Cup Series.
This is the NAOR iRacing Series.
Welcome back here to Fort Worth, Texas, as the Go Time Cards Texas Suits and Jonathan Parker. Dominant performance tonight. Before we get to our top 3 interviews, let's take a look at our results for tonight's Go Time Cards Texas 210 as Jonathan Parker able to pick up the win by 9 seconds, 9.8 seconds over the 6 machine of Nick Hapiak. Josh Arnold able to pick up P number 3, Zachary Meredith finishing 4th. Donnie Kent running out of top 5, Jose Ruiz finishing 6th, Cole Snyder 7th, Dylan Chappell picks up 8th, Nathan Lamont finishing 9th, Mike Campbell running our top 10, 3 laps down. Finishing 11th was very late there as Mark Kisseweather late incident with 10 to go, and that was just a big mistake there and puts him in 11th, and Josh Adams will finish 12th. Giovanni Klein will round out 13th, Stephen Maggio will round out 14th, Kyle Top 15th, and Hunter Beach will round out our 16-car field tonight here at Texas. So now we'll bring in our race winner of Jonathan Parker. A dominant performance tonight from you, able to win by 10 seconds. But talk me through your strategy tonight of taking 2 tires through both green flag stops. How different was the 2 tires versus the 4, and just how much better was it?
Yeah, I talked 3 weeks ago at the Myrtle Beach how 2 tires was faster for a little bit, but it felt horrible. It was faster and it felt so much better than 4 tires. I guess just the surface being a little bit newer and just the way this 1.5 miles is, the way the setup is, it felt you feel like Superman when you're out there on 2. So I knew after that second stage when I did it, I'm like, okay, I could probably double two tire this, and that helped get me out to a little gap. And then from there, it was just kind of managing the race and managing my tires, make sure I don't run them off so that Nick can't get too close. But yeah, that was a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, and you able to finally get your first win in the chase this year, as you got a lot a lot of race wins during the regular season. How does this one mean into the chase, knowing you're going to be kind of build a bigger points lead going into the final 3 races of the season?
Yeah, I'm kicking myself over the the road course because I threw away 8 points there, and so today was a good points race, but that's just making up what I messed up with couple weeks ago. So anything could happen at Bristol, and definitely Talladega. Oh God, any that could flip the points on its head. So this was a good step forward, but I mean, I put myself in a hole, not necessarily in a hole, but I threw away any advantage that I had from having those playoff points from those regular season wins. So kind of getting back what I threw away is good, but I got to keep that intensity for the next 3 races, and I'll have the big one.
Yeah, and definitely Talladega is definitely going to be a big threat coming up in the. Could be a big shakeup in the points, but before starting off on your way, any sponsors that make for tonight's race win?
I'd like to thank Lowe's Cobalt Tools and Mellow Yellow Coca-Cola Company. Checking out, built me a fast virtual car. And Earl didn't have to do much spotting, I guess, but he did a good job up there at spotter stand as well. I'd like to thank give a shout out to Christian Pacheco too. He's awesome.
And once again, congrats on your race win. We'll see you next week at Bristol.
Thank you.
So as our race winner of Jonathan Parker, will bring in our second place finisher of Nick Capiak. We did an interview at the end of stage number stage number 1 or 2. I can't remember. But Nick Capiak able to pick up second place tonight. The tires starting to play off. He took 4th in the first stop and took 2 on the second stop, knowing it worked out. But how different was the tires out tonight? How was the difference between 2 tires and 4 tires throughout that run?
Well, I did do better on tire saving on that last run, or the last, I guess, stage, not last run, but I didn't realize 2 tires was going to be as powerful as it was. I thought for sure towards the end of that second run they were going to fall off, and they didn't. And I saw Parker took 2 on the second to last pit stop with 45 to go or so. And I debated on it. I'm like, no, I'll go with 4 here, and then I'll take 2 on the last run. And I think it would have worked. I was closing in on them, and I realized I didn't fuel the car enough. So that was cool. So I had to go into a little bit of fuel saving, but overall, it's a good finish. I just keep finding ways of throwing away potential victories, but eventually, I guess, if I keep running as good as I'm running, one of these second places should turn into a win at some point, hopefully soon. But man, it is what it is. Good points day. I beat Mark in both stages, and I know I beat him in the race. I don't know what happened to him at the end there, but I saw him fall way down the leaderboard. So I might be ahead in second in points now. I'm not really sure. I think Parker's pretty much got this thing sealed up if he can keep running the way he's running. But second place in points, I'd be happy with that. I mean, I'm defending the title, but I at this point, I'm looking at it realistically. I'm shooting for second right now, and I'm gonna need some luck in my corner for sure to beat Parker. So, but it is racing, and things happen, and you never know.
Yeah, fortunately for you there, because I made a pretty big mistake there with about 10 to go. Just got loose off at turn number 2, just kind of hard on the outside wall. Didn't bring out a caution, so I didn't really shake up the race too much, but kind of quietly just shook up the entire leaderboard. You fell down to 11, so that was able to get you up to solid more points on him. But knowing for a second place finish tonight and building that momentum, how are you going to build that in the last 3 races of Bristol, Dega, and Kansas?
Well, Bristol and Dega both. I mean, anything can happen. Bristol is just small, and there's nowhere to go if something happens in front of you. And Talladega is just Talladega. So if I can survive and get a decent finish in both of those, maybe have a little bit of luck and go my way, I might be able to close in on the points. But it could go the other way too, and I could end up packing up early at both races. So, but Kansas, I'm excited for that one. I usually run pretty good there. I know Donnie runs good there too, my teammate, and Josh. So
Why
might be able to
Oh, my bad.
potentially get a good finish for the team, finish out the season, and move on to next. I know there's going to be some changes. I'm pretty excited. So
Yeah, that'll definitely be interesting to look out for. But once again, congrats on your second place finish. But before you sign off on your way, any sponsor play thank you for tonight's second place run?
yeah, Juicy Spider Studios, Juicy Spider Gaming, High Side Podcast that came out last weekend. We're actually going to be recording for episode 2 tonight here in a few minutes. We're actually going to have Josh Arnold on. He's going to talk a little bit about NAOR, and we're going to do some Daytona recaps and some predictions for Atlanta. It should be pretty fun. And then obviously Mike Morgan from JS and Josh Adams and Donnie Kite too. They've been putting in a lot of work behind the scenes. I appreciate those guys a lot. And I do want to say hi to my dad. I love him. He's in the hospital. He had a stroke Wednesday, and he seems to be doing better. Yesterday he wasn't able to speak at all, but today he seems to be more up and at it and showing some progress. So that's good. But I know he wasn't able to watch tonight, but I did send him the link. So when he gets home, he can watch it. He don't ever miss it. So love you, Dad, and hopefully he'll be watching next week.
And once again, congrats on your second place finish, and best wishes to your dad and everyone in your family getting through that kind of rough time. I know that can be pretty rough, but glad you're able to make it with us tonight, able to get a solid second place run. But we'll see you next week at Bristol.
Sounds good, guys. I appreciate it.
So that was our second place finisher of Nick Hapiak. We'll bring in our third place finisher of Josh Arnold, able to steal that third place spot kind of late there in this final 5 laps away from Zach Meredith. What was your strategy there in that final stage, able to try to pull that overcut and able to just get Meredith there at the end?
Yeah, just it went long that first run, so the last 2 runs would be just a little bit shorter, fresher tires. Took 2 tires there at the end to kind of get back up there, and I think Meredith was really loose off those corners, so took advantage of that. Was running it a little bit different than other people shifting wise, so I think that benefited me long term. But finishing 11 seconds behind the leader, it wasn't that beneficial. So.
Yeah, you're still able to pick up a third place finish tonight. So overall, a good run for you. How are you going to be able to build that momentum going into the final bit of the season and maybe try and pick up a first win?
Well, with a bad qualifying, finishing plus 10 on the night is always good. And Talladega is a pretty good track if I can keep the wheels, on the track. So we'll look forward to that. I just really hope that we get, quite a few people next week so that it's a little bit better race. 3 and 4 wide.
And next week will definitely be interesting at Bristol. But before we send you off on your way, any sponsor link for tonight's third place run?
Thank you to Go Time Cards and Culture Cards for being on the car. NJB Designs, Juicy Spider, DI9 Designs. There's a couple more out there. We'll get them next week. And yes, it is Bristol next week instead of Talladega. We will not be going 3 and 4 wide. I'm sorry. Which, who knows? You never know. So
that could happen.
Yeah, but I really appreciate Legends Racing Network for broadcasting these, taking their time to do that, and everyone who tunes in.
Yeah, and that definitely fun up here broadcasting tonight's race, especially, and hope to see. It'll definitely be fun to broadcast next week. But we'll see you next week at Bristol. We'll maybe see you up in there in Victory Lane as well.
Exactly, the only track I've ever won at in this league on iRacing. So we're going back home. Thanks again, guys.
Yep. Once again, congrats on your third. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
So that was our third place finisher of Josh Owen. Before we do our little sign off, we're bringing our third place finisher from last race of Nathan Lamon. Wasn't able to get a chance to do it last week and didn't have another caution to get him in tonight. So our third place finisher from New Hampshire road course of their last race. So how was that? That race go for you? That last race go for you? How are you able to transition from to tonight?
It was pretty good. We just kind of hit our marks at New Hampshire, and I just kind of love road course racing, so everything kind of fell in place, and we were able to just kind of maintain and watch other people make mistakes around us and come out of their top three. It did not translate to tonight. In case you guys saw my results, I was garbage. So
Yeah. Unfortunately, just have eventually just tonight did not work out for you. Able to finish ninth, but since you're here, we'll just ask you about how tonight's race went and how did the night race go for you, really, and just what do you think you could have done differently to just try and get a better finish tonight.
I don't even know where to start, man. Stage 1 and stage 2, we were shifting, and even then, I felt like I was slow and was burning up the right front. And there in the last stage, I wasn't shifting, just kind of stayed in fifth and was slower than everybody else, but saved more tire, and it still didn't really translate for me. So I think it's just a user error on my part. But that's fine. We'll move on to Bristol. I like short tracks.
Yeah, and once again, congrats on your third place finish from the last race, and unfortunately able to get a really solid finish of probably what you weren't hoping for tonight. But before you sign off, anyway, any special thank for tonight's last race, third place, and also tonight.
Yeah, for last week, a big shout out to Cole Snyder. He kind of helped me get around New Hampshire a lot better than I was, and I think that really translated to a better finish than I would have had. And then shout out to Jose for we raced around each other a lot tonight, and shout out to Parker. I accidentally hooked him on the cooldown lap. I went up there to congratulate him, and I downshifted to first, and I hooked him. So it just was not a good night for me. Wasn't a great night.
Yeah, but hopefully you'll be able to rebound next week at Bristol. But once again, congrats on your third place finish from last race and ninth place finish tonight. And we'll see you next week at Bristol.
All right, thank you guys.
So I was Nathan Lame on a third place finisher from New Hampshire, able to pick up his interview from the last race. But it's definitely overall a interesting strategy race tonight. We've seen a lot of two tires, very clean race tonight, and Jonathan Parker just in his own zip code, own time zone. I want to say just very dominant performance tonight. Pretty much led almost the whole race. I don't think he led everything after stage 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think even in stage 2
other than the when he pitted.
Yeah, exactly. So, John Parker, dominant performance all night tonight. And what's your final thoughts on tonight, Tom?
I mean, just like you said, basically summing up the Jonathan Parker show. Swept both stages, won the race, led most laps. I mean, that's the Jonathan Parker that we've known all season long. The first 2 races of the chase, I mean, Myrtle Beach, he led pretty much all that race until Josh Adams got in front of him with like 15 to go. So Parker really wanted that one back. Got a penalty at a New Hampshire road course. Set him back, I think he said 8 positions or so. Yeah, sounds about right. So he just hasn't been the Jonathan Parker I've known in the regular season in the chase so far. But I think tonight really shows how good he actually is. And I think that's kind of what we're going to see going forward in the rest of this chase.
That'd definitely be interesting. Bristol, Dega, in Kansas to end off the season. The long season we started back towards the end of late summer. So there's definitely a long season coming to the end here. But before we sign off everything, we'll take a look at what we got coming up here on the Legends Racing Network. Tomorrow night, we have the Volt Racing League Great National Series. They'll be going to Richmond, and also Sunday night we'll have the Stampede Racing League. They'll be back after a couple off weeks as well. They'll be going to Coda as the best circuit, so that road course racing on Sunday night. And also Bolt Thursday Night Thunder, they'll be going to Darlington Tuesday night, and then also we'll be back next week here for the NAOR Cup Series at Bristol. So a lot of kind of mix of short tracks and a road course coming up here on the schedule here. So that'll definitely be some fun, interesting races coming up here on Legends Racing Network. But it's been a while since I was up in the booth. I know. Happy able to join Talon back here tonight, and they've definitely fun blast calling this one tonight. But so long here from Texas, I'm Aaron Brown, joined alongside my co-commentator and producer of Talon, Drake, tonight. So long here from Fort Worth, Texas. We'll see you next time here on the Legends Racing Network.